Hey, what's up guys, it's me New, and I just wanted to share a couple things with you about the Mesmer. So, I've been pretty PvP centric since beta, and as of late, I've been doing almost nothing but PvE. And let me tell you, that's saying a lot coming from someone who's mentally checked out of Guild Wars for the last 2 years and did nothing but PvP. But moving on. Mesmer's class mechanic consists of something called illusions, which are basically doppelgangers geared for different purposes. Clones are designed for quick deception slash shatter fodder, which I'll get to in a little bit, but then we have phantasms, the heavy hitters designed to do a bit more damage predictably with more health to work with, though not much more health. Now the first shatter we have is the Mesmer's bread and butter, mind-wrack. Though the name's derived from Guild Wars 1, the behavior of the skill is a bit different. It does about a third of the damage of the short sword skill Blurred Frenzy, then it ramps up for damage for each additional illusion. Now just remember there's a soft cap. Now that means damage per illusion goes down just a little bit more per illusion you have. So for example, if you have an illusion that does 1k, your next illusion might do around 7 to 800 damage instead. And the following illusions will obviously do less. So to understand shattering, you need to understand illusions' health. Clones' health have never stayed the same. So by the time this video comes out, I honestly wouldn't be surprised if they changed it again. But anyways, just know clones generally have a small amount of HP. Because of this, it's very important in PvE to generally shatter clones upon inception, especially when they spawn next to a foe or closer to a foe than you are. With Signet of Illusions, Phantasms, and clones, health are basically increased 50%. Now that's a lot more than normal, especially for these illusions. They're going to last a long time. And PvE, probably a good 2 hits, enough to get them off. So a lot more than normal, so that might help you if you don't like shattering. It's up to you to decide if you want to use a utility slot for it. Since majority of weapon-based phantasms have 6-second recharge for their skills, they often get killed before their first attack, before the second gets off depending on proximity. Now me, I like to shatter right before they die to be efficient. Clones, they're great for aggro, but they might as well be made of paper thin glass, so my advice is to shatter immediately if facing more than one enemy, or if a foe keeps killing them. I should also mention you can leave them up if you have any blah blah on illusion death traits, but those won't come until a little bit later in PvE. Personally, I like using crippling dissipation, a good trait for crippling anything who decides to kill your illusions. Good for getting foes off your back in tough situations, and really good for those champion slash veteran foes when you just really need to get free to heal, so keep that in mind. I'll get to it later, but if you're able to leave illusions up and they're effective via traits or are staff or sword clones, feel free to leave them up. But as soon as you get to 2 clones or illusions or phantasms or whatever, shatter them immediately, because most mobs, they won't let you get past 2 illusions. And speaking of mobs, mind-wrack counts as an AoE, so it's really great for clump mobs who get in your face. So in short, if you periodically shatter, even while focusing on a single target, you'll be doing good damage to other foes. The second shatter is dubbed Cry of Frustration. Now this gives 1 stack of confusion per illusion in an AoE manner. Confusion damages an opponent when they activate any skill, so this means it's only as effective as your opponent's rate of attack is. So let's think about this. For PvE, this is generally not a good idea against slow foes like Oak Hearts. It's much better against vicious bosses or rangers, warriors, and thieves in PvP. So for the most part, I usually only use Cry of Frustration if mind-wrack is on recharge or I have more confusion to stack. Using the Scepter spell confusing images with Cry of Frustration can be super effective. In addition, if you have traits extending confusion or doubling amount of stacks inflicted, things can get extremely deadly. So that basically nets you about an easy 8 to 10 stacks. Furthermore, if you're especially fast, you can set up combo fields to take advantage of even more confusion. So you can shatter during activation, during other skills, and do a whole bunch of shenanigans. So don't be afraid to let that major burst go. The third shatter is Diversion. Now, in my opinion, this is the weirdest shatter of the bunch. It's designed to daze a single target for 1 second. Dazing interrupts a foe's action and stops them cold in their tracks. Now, it's a wonderful defensive maneuver, as well as an offensive one for those who really need to wait for a heal. Now, I usually just neglect using this out of bad habit, but against really tough champions, it's a must. Simply a must. Though the dazing doesn't officially stack, if illusions shatter at different rates when running to an opponent, you can daze them more than once. So if you're a greatsword player which has the fastest rate of spawning illusions, you'll probably be able to use this the best. Okay, fourth Shatter is the infamous Distortion. In short, it's a get out of jail free card. Any incoming damage to be inflicted after/during activation will be negated. I haven't really checked about condition damage. I know if you still have condition damage on you before you activate this, you will still get damaged. But anyways, lasting up to 3 seconds max, untraded, this can help a great deal with knockdown and or all other helpful skills are on cooldown. As a great segue ability for getting in and out of combat, it'd really be wise to acclimate yourself to this skill. In PvP, it's a wonderful surprise mechanism, really great when used after Blurred Frenzy. To be honest, I'd save it when absolutely necessary. Remember it for running away from one-shot kills you absolutely know are coming. Just note you need a target to efficiently use it, so try to keep your clones up if you really know something serious is about to come, or just spawn some right before the attack comes if you have a couple seconds. At least one. So to summarize, Shatters are designed to make use of illusions for additional damage. Be sure to use mind-wrack for damage, Cry of Frustration for fast attacking enemies, Diversion for interrupting deadly attacks, and Distortion for a free get out of jail card. Also note about 1/4 of these Mesmer traits involve Shattering, so if you like Shattering, then invest in some. I won't go over them right now, but I made a thread devoted to all the hidden effects and benefits/drawbacks they have, so just click that in the description. Now of course, there's the flip side. What if you hate Shattering? Well, that's certainly fine, but unfortunately you probably won't do too well in PvP or PvE if you don't. In order of effectiveness, the best to worst follows respectively: Staff clones, Short Sword clones, Great Sword clones, then Scepter clones. Staff clones are essentially an exact copy of you, inflicting condition damage and giving boons to themselves and you. Short Sword clones inflict vulnerability at a staggering rate while occasionally removing boons if allowed to linger. Each stack of vulnerability equates to about 1% more overall damage, so multiple stacks in a group environment can really help. Great Sword clones, they're okay at best. They don't really dole out any conditions, just reduce damage compared to yours. I would mention more, but I really don't think it's worth talking about. Scepter clones are the worst because normal damage isn't good unless you have points into power and or precision. And even so, the clone's damage is almost non-existent. Now that's not to say you can decide to weigh the benefits between shattering or not shattering, but it's always good to keep them around since illusion summoning skills recharge fairly quickly anyways. Shatter them and bring them back in the next 7 seconds. Alright guys, I hope this helped. I look forward to making more videos on Mesmers. Got a whole bunch of other stuff coming up. Staff, Great Sword, Underwater, just a bunch of other things to look forward to. Utility stuff. It's been a long time since I've done one of these videos, and I definitely think it was about time to do a video. So if you enjoyed, please like, comment, subscribe. I really appreciate when you guys give feedback. So, and oh yeah, make sure you share some of your shattering tips if I didn't cover any of them. So alright guys, thanks.